Amba Mariam is a village in central Ethiopia. It was known as Magdala or Magdala during the reign of Emperor Tewodros II of Ethiopia. Located in the Debub Wallow zone of the Amhara region, Amba Mariam has a longitude and latitude of 11 degrees 12 and 39 degrees 17 E, 11.200 degrees north, 39.283 degrees east, 11.200, 39.283. Based on figures from the Central Statistical Agency in 2005, this town has an estimated total population of 1,899, of whom 988 were males and 911 were females. The 1994 census reported this town had a total population of 1,091, of whom 520 were males and 571 were females. It is one of 3 towns in Tentawada. History. By the early 19th century, Magdala was a mountain stronghold, or Amba, in the Wallo province of the true Amhara people. When Johann Ludwig Krapf camped at its foot on 26 March 1842, it was one of the strongholds of Imam Libin of the Wurhamano, a house, or a subgroup of the Wallo. Emperor Tewodros II conquered Magdala on the 22nd of September 1855. He constructed a number of buildings on the top of the mountain, including a church and a palace. In 1867, he imprisoned several British diplomats inside the fortress over a perceived insult from Queen Victoria. A British military expedition led by Sir Robert Napier landed at the Gulf of Zula on 4 December and set up a base camp at Zula before advancing on Magdala, which they reached in April 1868. Abandoned by the nobility and his followers, and after his remaining troops engaged the British forces at the Battle of Magdala, Tewodros withdrew into the fortress on Amba Mariam and killed himself with a pistol a few days later as the final assault began. This incident is fictionalized in the novel Flashman on the March. The British entered the capital, where they rescued the diplomats. Before departing from Abyssinia, Sir Robert allowed his troops to loot and burn Magdala, including its churches. The expedition looted a large number of treasures and religious items such as tablets. These are still held in various museums and libraries in Europe, as well as in private collections. A few items have been returned to Ethiopia, the most important being the crown of Tewodros II, which George V personally presented to the future Emperor Haile Selassie on his visit to England in 1925. 2 tablets were returned in 2002 and 2003, from Scotland and England, respectively, prompting occasions of great rejoicing in the country. As of 2009, update, little remains of Tewodros's capital, the most visible item being Tewodros's cannon, Sebastopol. The abandoned fortress was occupied briefly by Elijah Iyasu after the defeat of his supporters in the Battle of Segale. Troops of the victors subjected him and his followers to an unenthusiastic siege. On 18 July 1917, Iyasu slipped through the siege lines and rallied the peasantry of Wallo to revolt. The rebellion was crushed and many of Iyasu's generals were captured, forcing Elijah Iyasu to flee to the Afar Depression.